Somebody night hunting. I heard a shot. I heard a shot back there in the swamp. Let's see if we backwards. Y'all, if we inverted, I can't help it. Cannot help it. I have tried every way possible to solve that, figure it out. They ain't no remedy that I could find.
Is it fit?
No, it's inverted. I don't know how to. I've looked at everything. The new update has done that, and it's not my phone because my camera is set to normal. I don't like screen mirroring, is what it's called. And it has, when I updated my YouTube app, or when it updated for me, it just done that, and I don't know how to solve it.
Hello, everybody.
So how is everybody? Welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors, another episode of Live from Mississippi. This is number 106. And
we're not cooking tonight.
We're not cooking because we have cooked and cooked and cooked and ate, and we got so many leftovers. We had a party here night before last, Christmas Eve. We always just have a get together and an eating here. We don't go anywhere for Christmas on Christmas Eve. Those traditions that we used to do kind of just ended. Grandparents passed away. My mom and dad didn't go nowhere. Her mom and dad don't have nothing going on. And my sister and them usually come up and they're not doing anything. So we just all get together and say we're going to eat and shoot firecrackers. And that's what we do. There's no gifts, no nothing involved. Just eat, shoot some firecrackers, have a little Christmas party. And I like that. It's a tradition we started after we built this house. And whoever wants to come that ain't got something to do comes and eats and hangs out with us. We had several friends that just showed up and eat with us and had a good time. But I smoked that ham, and that ham was delicious. Cooking it in that apple juice was money. I don't know what happened to my chat. There it goes. So, do y'all notice that there is a teepee up in the background? Look back there, y'all. Brand new teepee, y'all. I am excited. I have had a fire going in it this evening late. I put it up. I put it up wrong. Well, not totally wrong. I just didn't do everything just right. And I took it completely down today in 15-mile-an-hour wind. And fixed everything, rearranged some poles, and put it back up, and it made all the difference in the world. I didn't realize that front pole needed to be a foot longer where it's tied together than the other two, with the main tripod when it goes up. So this is a Sioux style teepee. In other words, the back is more vertical and the front is more at an angle, I reckon you'd call it. But I can't say enough about the quality of this teepee and the material that it is. I have winched them tags down on the bottom. I'm talking about I drove stakes in the ground and I winched them down hard. And that material is holding up well. You can put some torque on it. It is well made. They're expensive. If you want to go buy one, you're going to pay for it. But I think this teepee will last me a lifetime. I am not going to just leave it up indefinitely. We're going to leave it up for a couple of months as it is. Do a bunch of filming because I wanted to make a bunch of winter videos, building fires and all this kind of stuff. And we're going to do all of that. The stuff that I wanted to do in the fall, we're fixing to do right now. And we're going to have some cold weather. I'm going to get my liner in there. We're going to spend the night in it in the cold. I've just got to tweak some things and master getting the smoke to draft. I'm going to put my liner in there, and that should help. but I am looking forward to all of that. Right now, I'm taking a couple of weeks off the knife building for right now. I've got a few knives I'm working on, and I may get a wild hair and go down there and go to work, but I am not working through orders right now. I needed to let that go for a little bit and collect my thoughts. It just rush right up to Christmas, and I was like, okay, I'm done, because my hunting has suffered greatly because I work, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna run over and hop in the stand for a little bit, and you can't be successful at stuff in a rush, and I just need to let my mind relax, and it's gonna take me a few days to do that. So anyway, this next 2 weeks, hopefully we have some good videos. So the next issue that we've got right here on hand is Brody received a package from Miss Donna McSwain. She sends him some stuff along, has a bunch of stuff in it, and this package showed up earlier this week, and I told her, I said, I'm going to wait and open it on the live, because I've got to where I don't like doing package opening videos. A few people like them, but they're not going to help the channel, I don't do it to try to encourage people to send stuff, and the live is the perfect setting to do all that. So, Brody, get your package over here, and let's see what in the world you have got in it. I'm going to have to set my coffee somewhere to, just hold up. I'm gonna set it up there, and maybe it'll stay
Jason
warm.
McAllister. Yeah, we know it's backwards, but it's a
Ain't nothing we can
YouTube
do about
update
it.
thing. We
You
tried to
could've done
fix
that
it.
to
And
us.
it's not our phones. It's gonna be the app.
I have spent about a week trying to figure out how to fix it, and there ain't no way. Look, you're gonna have to not turn your rear end toward the camera. Let's do this like this. Let's get over here. All right, now you come get right over here, other side of me. Get right over here. There you go. Turn the camera just a little bit. We get to the edge of Mama. We got all of Brody in there, and let's get old Jonah out. This right package, yeah. Miss Donna McSwain. She loves to send Brody gifts. And she always sends Brody some cool stuff, don't she? And I'm sure we got some other stuff. I've had a couple other people say they were sending some stuff. All right, go at it, son. Throw the paper in the fire over there. We got a fire going. I'll show y'all. I figure I'm gonna
That's some
need.
pretty wrapping paper.
Yeah, it is. Season's greetings. Looks kind of vintage looking, don't it?
Yeah.
Old style. Oh, all right, look over here where I told you to get. You got your back to everybody. Get over here. All right, start pulling stuff out, looking at it. I bet that belongs to one of the aminals, don't it?
Yeah.
Here, pup. Pup.
And what this does too.
What?
I bet that does too.
I bet you that. Here, hand that to Mama right here. This one. Hold it up to the camera.
Oh,
Show
Lord,
the
my
camera.
phone's done started ringing.
Well, you're going to have to end that.
Here, Mom.
Oh.
This is mine.
Yeah.
You're my stuff. Here's some dog stuff. Doggity doggy dog stuff.
J4H girl.
Uh-oh.
They've done it to everybody. Oh,
Put them on your head.
he's got reindeer horn. Look at him. Come here. Come here. Look at the camera now. Yeah, buddy. Look at him. Texas Roadhouse peanuts. I like them. I'm fixing to hit them here shortly. Brody's got some treats. Them Brody treats.
No.
It says Science Diet Kettle Chicken and Rice Barley Recipe.
That's some good treats.
Yeah, that's healthy treats. Well, hang on. You're just shoving stuff back in there. Open that up. See what's in it. He ain't even opened all them.
He's got to open all these.
Yeah, you well hand them here. Let me stick them back in here.
All the packets.
Yeah, cause he's gonna have to open them. Boy,
I call them the dogs.
ain't the dogs. Look at that. Show the camera what you got.
What you got?
Markers.
That's what we needed. He likes to leave the lids off his markers.
Miss Janet, we've had a wonderful Christmas. Turn around over here. You got your back to the camera, son. I'm trying to help you. Trying to help you learn.
A Spider-Man book.
Ooh.
Yeah, now you got something to color in with your markers.
No, them had special markers.
Oh, they do? Yeah, the markers in there. Put the paper in the fire.
Mess-free markers. We like mess-free markers.
Anything that's mess-free, I'm for.
Throw it way back in there.
He ain't gonna do it. And he's getting his socks filthy. All right, here. Turn around.
It is 2 cars.
So you don't need to throw the paper in there because you just.
He just throwing it at it. What kind of cars did you get?
A race cars.
Turn around. Back up. Over here. Go here. Look. Whoa. I got you. I got him.
What is this?
What is that?
Pat.
Transformers. Some kind of transformer.
Here.
You put it over here in your stack.
There's no. What all is in there? That boy's got all kind of stuff.
Another book.
Reindeer ears. Yeah, it's definitely reindeer ears. He just.
It's our project.
He didn't even get that close to the fire.
Let me see. Hold it up. Ooh.
I'm gonna put this over here.
One more, and then there's some candy in there. You need this box, Michelle?
Yeah.
She ships stuff with them $10 boxes, ain't they?
Now they're free from the post office, but
Oh.
they cost you when you ship them.
What you got? Show. What
Ooh.
What is that?
Scratch. Oh, it's those little scratch things. That
Oh,
is
and there's
the-
some kind of candy in there.
I like
Boy, look at this mess he done made.
Look,
Now
you
that
tell the camera. You
that
tell the
you
it.
yeah.
Thank you.
And look, you tell them about what Santa Claus brought you.
He brought me a four-wheeler.
A four-wheeler.
Yeah.
Tell them what you done today with it.
I rode in the woods with it.
Tell them what you like to done with it.
I almost ran into a tree.
So what he done is he got his poor old daddy on the back of it with him so we could ride in the woods. That way if something bad happened, I could prevent it, you know, and I had to. He come around that curve down yonder wide open, which I done adjusted the governor on the thing way down. I mean, it'll barely take off. But even with barely take off, if you hold it, you know, to where you got it set to, it'll keep gaining speed as you go. And he don't let out before he turns, and he just wanted to hook it around it. Well, he wasn't getting turned, and we wasn't gonna make the turn. You gone?
Yeah.
He's going to his nana's. He's got cousins coming in from Texas. He's going to meet. But anyway, I had to reach up there and grab the handlebars and save us from flying into a tree. Is what I done. And I was more worried about me than I was him. I ain't gonna lie about it. I was worried about him too, but I could that limb sticking out was gonna hit me in the head. His gonna go under part of, you know. I said, this right here ain't gonna work, Han. We're gonna have to slow it down a little bit. Mike, I hate to hear they ain't no way that we can eliminate some of that junk. They giving me flexible food option ads. Good night. Casey Pope, Gracie was looking for me at Tootie's. We gonna have to start making that a Friday night appearance thing. Tell Gracie I said hello tonight. And it was very nice to get to meet her. Y'all, I went to Tootie's to eat with Mr. Mike and Janet Culpepper. Me and Michelle did, and we got to meet Casey Pope and his boy and his brother's boy and their daughter. And his daughter's a huge fan. And a lot of times, you don't expect the young girls to be such a fan of the channel, and they are. And it's thrilling because they anytime there's kids that get excited about what you're doing, it thrills my soul because they need decent role models. And I don't think I'm the greatest role model. I make some mistakes, and I probably ain't the best, but I try to stay clean. I try to stay godly. Stuff you ain't got to worry about them hearing no bunch of filth. Now, unfortunately, I can't control what kind of ads they put on stuff, but anyway, Deaver, you got your Henry 22 lever action. You have to take a day off now and go squirrel hunting. So anyway, we have hunted a little bit. So the elephant in the room is, why are we doing the live on Friday night? I decided today that I would do it tonight because tomorrow I'm going to hunt with a friend of mine, Mr. David Barrier. He's in a deer club up in right south of Columbus, Mississippi, and with Mr. Petey Freshour. Y'all see Petey comment on here a lot during the lives, and he's commented on here tonight. So we coming up there, Petey, in the morning. I think Mr. David said he was going to come by and get me about 4:30. And we coming to hunt tomorrow and hunt, I'm assuming, all day. I don't know. I'm prepared to be gone all day. That is why I moved the live up till tonight. That way tomorrow I ain't got to be rushed to get back here and cut hunting short or anything like that. Because if you happen to kill anything, well, then you got to do something with that. And I'm going to go up there and shoot Petey Freshour's big buck he's got pictures of, is what I'm going to do. No. It's about getting to go up there and hang out with everybody and just enjoy the day for me. I want to kill a good deer. Everybody does, or you wouldn't go to the woods at all. But it ain't just about, hey, I got to kill a big buck or I had a bad season. I've had a wonderful time this year. I've spent a small fortune at our deer club, and I've shot one deer on it. I killed the other doe that I killed on private land here, that we got a spot to hunt that my dad had put a feeder on. I went and shot one of the does there because after he had got hurt, he's not able to shoot a rifle, and he said, go shoot one of them does. So I did. I have not really, which I could have killed a couple of deer at our club, but I hate to shoot a doe. I'm trying to, maybe wait for a buck. I would have shot one early in the year, but I didn't see any then. But I enjoy just sitting there. I enjoy putting the corn out. I enjoy watching them on camera. With those game cameras, I enjoy looking at the pictures and checking it. That's half the fun. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that ain't real hunting. That ain't," and it may not be to your standards, but it's enjoyable. And in this country, if you find something that's legal that you enjoy, you can do what you want to, and that's just the way that works. I mix everything up. I do a lot of everything. I hunt some public land that I don't do anything but show up and hunt. And we fixing to do that this coming week. The temperature is going to drop tomorrow night. Tomorrow night or Sunday night. I think Sunday night's when it's really going to drop. And we're going to be back down in the upper 20s for a low. Next week, the deer should be moving up in the middle of the day, because when it gets cold here, them deer don't move as good at night. They'll wait up in the middle of the day. When that sun comes out and beams down, they'll get up and stir around, and we're going to put the canoe in. We're going to ride that river some and paddle around. I've got some areas I can get into that don't get over hunted, because you got to have a canoe or a boat to get to it. So we go and do some hunting like that. I don't mind. The shooting houses is not something that I really want to set in by myself a whole lot, unless I know I got something there that I want to get a shot at. Those are for me to put my dad in, put Brody in, take my wife to, all that kind of stuff. I like to climb a tree, or either just sit on. Really, I like to just go sit down under a tree somewhere and watch an area that's got a crossing and stuff. Is what I like. So I do a little bit of everything. This year we probably gonna turkey hunt some. If I can get somebody to go with me that's a little better at it than I am. I don't claim to be a good turkey hunter. I don't know a lot about it. I have killed a couple of turkeys. But I'm not efficient at it. I'm not good at it. So anyway, lot of that coming on. Read some of these comments. Uh-oh, Uncle Sasquatch David Russian don't know we live. Oh, Lord, he gonna be fired up tomorrow. Somebody better text him. I did run I tried to put the post on Facebook as well. It's hard to get everybody, and I should have made a post earlier today, but I really didn't realize this till about lunch. I was out there working on this teepee, and I took it completely down, straightened everything up, and put it back up today in the wind howling. But it really wasn't that bad. I did it right by myself. Didn't even need a ladder. I did have to get a stump to stand on to put the first pin in. I wanted to make sure I could erect it without a ladder, because I plan to take this thing to Tom Bigby in the spring and set it up at the campground up there. I just think it'll be the awesomest thing, whether I sleep in it or not. I'm going to take it up there and put it up at the campground and just have it to draw attention and have a good time. I plan to stay in it, but you know, the biggest reason I like to have the camper there is to have a private bathroom and a private stuff, but they've got good bathhouses there and clean. But I wanted to be able to make sure I could put it up without a ladder and all of that, and I did. So I'm going to work on some new poles that are a little taller. Those are just, I cut them. They were tall enough when I started, ideal, and I whacked them off because the other teepee was shorter. Now I need a... Well, Petey, we'll probably be in a stand or whatever anyway, so we won't know when you get there. If you hadn't told me, I'd have thought you was in a stand for daylight. But I may bring my 30-30 with me in case we decide up in the middle of the day to go slipping around, walking and scouting or so. I don't know what we're going to do. Eric Champagne said it is cold and snowy tonight and tomorrow. Said he decided to season some of his cast iron and get the extra heat from it to stay warm. I have got to forge me a fire poker for out here. I keep taking the one that back and forth in the house out here, and it's been hot, and I ain't built a fire, and I really don't need a fire out here tonight, but I like to build one when I'm sitting out here. So, and since Michelle, I think she went and carried Brody to the that way y'all can see the fire. There we go. I'm finna put another stick on it. Oh, so I have got to I've got to cut some more wood here in the next little while. That screen looks mighty dark, don't it? I reckon that's just the reality of the way it is. I don't know. Uncle Sasquatch, I bet you got your mind right now. You've been off of that Facebook for a while. If it wasn't for me running notifications and trying to post and actually make a living from the thing, I'd get off of it. But I have found out Facebook pays me more than YouTube. If y'all want to know the God's honest truth. But we're going to get it all kicked off and going, especially when I get unwound and we get to making some quality content. This channel's fixing to take off. I can just tell you. I tell you something else I'm going to do. Today, I started TikTok. Well, TikTok's always trying to get you to promote some junk. And every now and then, I'll take something if I'm interested in it. Well, a lot of people was bragging on this book bag. Well, okay, send me one. Well, it was well and good for a little while. But the zippers on it are trash. So I worked on it. Y'all probably seen that little video. But they got to talking about a Wi-Fi booster. Well, I seen a couple of videos that, man, there's people talking about how wonderful this thing had boosted Wi-Fi through metal buildings and all this. So you know what? Send it on. I'll find out. So I have hooked it up down there in the end of the house to where I hope I can pick it up from the knife shop. So sometime in the next week or so, I may be able to start back doing the live from the knife shop. We're gonna eventually pick a certain day and time up in the middle of the day where we have a routine that we go live down there and work on some stuff. But until I can get things situated in a routine, I'm going to do it hit or miss. Probably won't be a lot of people be able to get on it, but I've had several people say, please go back live in the knife shop. We're going to make that happen. I'm fixing to work on some stuff that I was wanting to finish. I've got some things I need to build sheaths for my buoys that I had made, and I've got some forging I want to do. I'm not good at forging. I don't even claim to be. I'm learning. Mike Reed is an excellent blacksmith. I'm trying to learn how to do it and get better at it. I can get the job done. So me filming myself forge is a learning curve. It's basically me documenting me learning blacksmithing. I've got the tools to do it. It's just trying to develop that know-how. You know what I mean? But I'm one of them people that I have self-taught myself to do everything. So that is the way that is. Suzanne from South Australia. Merry Christmas to you. We have had a wonderful Christmas here. Daryl Garrett, we will consider it. Oh, we'll have to get together and do some talking. Miss Darlena has come up and messaged me about some cast iron that she's got. She's in Central Tennessee and had a steel on. It wasn't but 4 or 5 pots, and then she said they got a Coleman stove for sale, and I was like, well, I will. I'll pay for the shipping on it. She said, well, we'd love to come about halfway and meet you. So I don't know. We're going to look at some stuff. I had an invite to go speak in sometime in February, but I've already got a date here that I've got to speak in February, and I've got to make sure I get all these dates ironed out. But the deal up there is it costs me a good bit to drive to Tennessee, get a room, do all that kind of stuff. So I have to limit how much of that I can just go do. But I would love to come to Tennessee. I would love to hunt up there. I would have to buy out of state license and all to go, but I don't know what Tennessee's out of state license are. Some of y'all probably know off the top of your hand. I don't even know what Mississippi's out of state is. Joey at Butterfly Farms, I want you to know I am working on your knife. I know you think I slam forgot about it. I've been telling you, but I worked on it today. I've got the handles glued on it. I put Ligman Vita on it because I had a couple of scales there that fit really nicely. And it's a beautiful wood. And I think you're going to be really happy with it. So I've got to shape it out, and then I've got to build a sheath part. But I've just been kind of taking it easy. Coach, the only one we missing so far is David Russian. We're going to have to get his number where we can text him. And I may have it somewhere, y'all. I've got so many contacts and addresses and text messages. Honest to God, when I go to trying to find one, it takes me a minute because, a lot of y'all's got the same name if you ain't aware. I got 2 or 3 Joeys and 2 or 3 Mikes and 2 or 3 Johns, and it can get confusing if you ain't careful. Every now and then I text the wrong person the wrong thing, but it's all well and good and clean, so it ain't hurt nothing yet. That fire started whistling. I got to hearing that racket. Y'all hear it? I didn't know what in the world that was for a minute. It scared me to death. I thought something was fixing to get me. Miss Darlena, what we need to do is there's a campground at Bay Springs Lake. I need to get up there and wait till after deer season's kind of tapering off and rent me a spot on that lake and if I could pull the boat up there, I'd camp out and go fishing. But I can't pull the boat and a camper is my conundrum. And early in the year it'd be a little cool to stay in the. I'd stay in the teepee. Michelle ain't. She wants to be warm. And I ain't gonna do that to Mama. But we'll figure something out. And it ain't nothing for me to ride up there and turn around and come back. But that Bay Springs Lake is a beautiful lake up there, right off the side of the Natchez Trace. It's on the Tombigbee River. And they say it's full of catfish and crappie and bass and I don't know what all. Samuel said, I tried to send you something on TikTok. It said you had already revived too many. There ain't no telling. Yes, Dave, I put some green wood on there. I love to burn green wood. A lot of people say, oh, it'll creosote cause a chimney fire. I've been burning green wood. Well, I'm 40 years old, but I've been burning it inside the house for about 3 years. I've been burning it in my shop down yonder for over 10 years because that shed has had a fireplace stove in it, Lord, for, 15 years. And I've burned a lot of green wood in there. Green pine is the worst, though. If you burn green pine wood, it will creosote a whole lot worse than the other because of the resin and pine tar that's in it, basically. And that may be why a lot of people holler don't burn green wood, is because up north in a lot of places they burning a lot of spruce and pine stuff, so that would make sense. The hardwoods here have moisture in them, and they'll creosote some. I'm not saying they won't, but it ain't like people think. If you brush that chimney once a year, you won't ever have no trouble. But I don't burn all green wood. Now I put dry wood on there to get a fire going, but that dry wood will burn up pretty fast. But yeah, and I don't have a hot fire going tonight. If I had a piled it full of dry wood and just got a roaring fire going and then put that green wood on it and it hot already, it'll literally start burning a blue flame and it'll be hot. I heard somebody commented on one of my shorts, said, yeah, but that green wood won't get hot. And I don't know where they come from, but it most certainly will too. The spirit of the wood is crying. That may be what it is. May be what it is. Miss Suzanne, we have done Mr. Alford's baptism, baptized him last Sunday. I will post that video because we did a little bit of speaking, and it will probably be what Just in Time is Sunday because I've not had time to edit it yet. So let me expound a little bit on this baptism while the subject is brought up. We baptized Mr. Clay Alford in his shop. He's immobile. He's not able to do nothing. And it's his shop that he's had for a long time. And it's got beer banners and beer signs all the way around the wall. And they said, do we need to take all that down? I said, it ain't going to bother me not one bit. I mean, that's up to y'all. If y'all want to take it down and show shop, it ain't nothing to me. It ain't going to change your baptism. I ain't afraid of it. So we left it up. Well, in the video, there's a Coors Light flag hanging and a Miller Lite flag hanging in the background back there on the wall. Was not planned to be there, but it was just there. That stuff's all the way around the walls. I didn't care. I have put a couple of the videos on Facebook, and people lost their minds over it. Oh, how sacrilegious. That he ain't saved because of that, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, Jesus filled me with his spirit. Well, me sitting there with a beer open that I had just finished drinking and changed my life right there, and I ain't drank one since. That stuff ain't got nothing to do with being saved, and I know most of y'all know this. But when I put the video out, just know that there's some beer banners in the background. They in the video. And I could care less because I ain't afraid of them. I ain't afraid of a devil in hell. I ain't afraid of a devil here on earth. I mean, I'm just not. Not me, my flesh is better than them. But greater is he that is in me than he that's in the world. And I ain't afraid of that stuff because I've got the Lord on my side and he can tackle it. And if he takes his hand off me and does like he did Job and lets me go through some stuff, then so be it. I'm like Paul, I count it a privilege and an honor to sacrifice for the glory of the Lord. This life is temporary, it's short, it's not meant to be hung on to and cherished with all diligence over serving the Lord. So, just know when y'all see this baptism, there's beer banners in the background. I didn't put them there on purpose. Didn't change nothing. Didn't hinder the Lord from doing what the Lord wanted to do. Wouldn't celebrate beer. I don't promote drinking. I don't like drinking. I don't want to drink beer. I don't want you drinking beer. But I mean, I ain't going to go around trying to beat somebody over the head and tell them what they got to do either, you know. So a lot of people just misunderstood it, and most of it that had negative stuff to say is people that had no idea what was going on, had no idea who I am or what I'm doing. They just happened up on a video and saw somebody getting baptized with a beer banner in the background, and they thought the whole world was, you know, what that one little clip represented. And I get it. Tried to explain it to some of them and educate a few, but it's that's just the way it is. The way of the world. People have to voice their opinion based on what little they know and try to tell you how much you don't know when they have no clue. You know? So it's all right, but I just wanted to give y'all a heads up on all of that. But that will be what the just in time is. We baptized him and his wife, and everything went good. Everything. I mean, it wasn't the best of video. We didn't get the best of footage. We just kind of had to put the video over there and or the camera over there and let it roll. And I'll try to edit stuff out. There's people walking all around. There's people walking in between what's going on. But we was more focused on trying to do what we were doing than to make a film. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough about that. We did get it done and everything went well. And thank all of you that prayed for us to do that. I do know that y'all were praying, and I appreciate it. John, the signal ain't doing well for y'all. It ain't on my end, is it? Sean Deaver, there's a lot of people that really don't understand this walk of life we call Christianity. And it don't matter what you believe. We got a lot of different doctrines, a lot of different theology. Jesus literally come to do away with theology. The people that stood in a crowd and began to scream, crucify, crucify. And they were screaming at the very God of heaven because he didn't fit their religious ideology. And we are the same way today. We are so hung up on our way of doing things that we miss the biggest picture. I mean, from what name you use to what this. And if you read the Bible and just back off and quit digging so hard at it and just read it and let the Spirit speak through you and open your understanding, God will talk to you and show you what he wants you to know, but you can't read it with your mind already made up on what I want it to say and what I want to believe in. Most people do that. Even when they say and they ain't. I have to be careful myself because I get to looking in there trying to prove what I think. And there's been a few times that I thought, well, you know, the Bible don't even say that. And I'd rather play it safe and believe things probably a little too strong or sacrifice a little more than I had trying to see what I can get away with. But people with a doctrine that they'll just argue to no end over, they got that same spirit that them Pharisees had back in the day and started screaming crucify. That wasn't sinners that screamed crucify. That wasn't devil worshiping people. That was the Christians of the day. So, you know, that's the same people we got today in this. Well. So what now? Somebody change your subject. We preached a little bit. Now let's get on to something else. The ham turned out great, Michael. When you smoke, I left it open for a lot longer than I usually intend to. And me smoking with wood will put a darker coat on that ham. And I know, like in the video, I had a couple people say, oh, it's burnt. It was not burnt. The smoke will blacken that, and what it done, the more seasoning you got on the outside of something, the more it will adhere that smoke to it. And I had a thick coat of honey on that ham. But now that black skin was delicious. And I'm going to tell y'all, every time for me and this old boy sitting in this rocking chair, its taste overlooks every time. Now I know old Gordon Ramsay would frown on some of my cooking, but that fella don't know his end from a hole in the ground when it comes to taste. I want it to taste good, and I want it to taste like I like it, and that's what I focus on. I ain't gonna say he don't know nothing. He's made a fortune doing what he does, but he can tell me he don't like it all he wants to, and I just laugh at him and go, I ate it, didn't I? But yes, it turned out delicious. Well, Deaver, I appreciate that. I do. I try to do everything I can to help people. I genuinely, y'all, I don't want to try to condemn people. And I never say, you go into hell for this and you go into hell for that. For instance, I believe strongly in baptism in the name of Jesus. I'm firm on it. I'm not going to tell you that if you were baptized under the titles of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, that you're going to hell over it. I don't know, okay? Plain and simple. It's not my job to say, oh, yep, you don't do it the way I believe, you go into, that's between you and the Lord. I do it the way I believe and what I understand, and God knows my heart and knows why I do it that way, and that I'm doing it that way with the best of intentions. I'm not going to tell you you go into hell over it. That's something you need to pray about and talk to the Lord about, and if you feel good about it, then move forward. But there's some people that don't see it that way. They think if you don't do it the way I said do it, everybody else is going to hell. Well, Jesus didn't tell me that I could decide who was going where. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So I don't say that because I don't know. Now, I do know that all liars will have their part in the lake of fire because the Bible says that. But now you could have been a liar all your life, and if you'll repent before you die, God will save your soul. I mean, that's just the way that works. So, I mean, it's just pretty simple, you know. That's the truth, Unc. That is the truth. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people misunderstand is the judging part. It's judging is not saying this is wrong or that's a sin or God don't like that, because you have to preach truth, but you can't tell people where they're going. That's what judging is. So, Todd said, are you going to duck hunt? Probably in January. We're probably going, that's one of the things I'm taking the next week off for the most part. And for the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a lot of hunting. Because I hadn't got to hunt. I've been trying to get knife orders done and get this and these events. And we've had Christmas parties. And I mean, it's been something every time you turn around. I am fixing to change gears from here forward. Really from the middle of this week. We got Christmas over with, and I have took time to do some things I wanted to do. Now, granted, I got to make enough money to pay my bills, but I plan to duck hunt. Now, I'm not going to just go on all one of these. My duck hunting is going to be a little different than what you're used to. My duck hunting is I'm going to get in that canoe and I'm going to ease around with a paddle. And when I see a duck, I'm going to shoot him. I got duck stamps. I got steel shot. I got what I need to have to be legal. As long as you come around a curve and you're paddling and not in a power boat, a motor boat, you can shoot that duck once he takes flight. Now, you can't shoot him sitting on the water. I think that's illegal. But being I film everything, I'm all right. But now, I had done got word, and I'm just going to say this right here. The fellow what is in charge of this Nana Warrior WMA, I have done got word in the last week that he said, told some people that I got caught down there night hunting. I don't know who all he's told this, but said there was several of us down there, I reckon, well, that's what I understood anyway, riding around shooting deer at night. And said they were boys that live right here in this community, that Peden boy. Well, it wasn't me. I ain't even been down there since the last video I filmed catching crappie is the last time I have even been on that property. I hope somebody finds him and corrects him and lets him know that it wasn't me. And I don't know who all he's told. But hopefully next week I run into him down there because I'm going to make sure I introduce myself to him so he'll know from now on who I am. Because whoever they caught may have told them my name, I don't know. But I didn't think you could arrest somebody for night hunting without knowing who they was. You know what I mean? So if he assumed it was me, it wouldn't. And it kind of fires me up, you know. I'm trying to create a reputation in the outdoors and what I do and a good name and a Christian name and represent not only myself but the outdoors but Jesus Christ as well. And I ain't been night hunting. I mean, I may go all season and not kill a deer, but I ain't been night hunting. And if I go night hunting, I'm going to be raccoon hunting. I will take my .22 and go shoot some raccoons at night if I take a notion. But it's legal with a .22 or a 17. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. If you know Mr. James Fulton, somebody tell him that wasn't me. Dave, I'm going to tell you, when I go next week and put that old canoe in the swamp, I'm going to take a crappie pole, and it could greatly hamper my hunting. If them crappie go to biting, it could shut the hunting down totally. Because if that old pole, I thought goes thump, that rifle will just lay there in the boat and won't get touched. I mean, that deer'd have to come out over there and grunt at me on the bank and just stand there and look for me to shoot him at that point, because I'm thinking them crappie gonna taste so good. That deer's hit or miss, you know. He might show up, he might not. If them crappie's biting, they right there all the time. So, I'm going to unplug this cord. I failed to charge my iPad before we started this. And when I went in there about an hour before we started, it was on 3%. I done got it up to 89 while we've been sitting here talking. I need somebody up there on that Tombigbee River this spring to show me how to catch crappie up there on that Tombigbee River. I hadn't caught no crappie there. I hadn't caught none in the Kemper Lake. I hadn't caught no crappie. Now I can go to Oak Tibby and catch them. I can go to Ross Barnett and catch them. I can go in there swamp and catch them. I got a couple of private ponds and lakes that I can go in. I can catch them. But for some reason, my unicorn is at Kemper Lake. I ain't caught a crappie over there, but I'm gonna catch one this year. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna take the time to do it, I think. Miss Rhonda, you did make it. Suzanne said the more light you shine, the darker the corners become. You ain't ever lied. Jesus said the hardest place for a prophet to reach is his own hometown. Said it, the word is quoted that a prophet does not have much honor in his own home, own land, or own nation, or something like that. Sean said, well, I'm going to say it should be illegal to work weekends and third shift. Let me tell you this, Sean. You're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it all wrong. I had preferred to work on the weekends while everybody else is off stomping around the woods, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll ease in there and kind of have it to myself. You know, that's the way I like it. But I done discovered that in this public land back here, we got a lot of retirees that hunt pretty faithful. It ain't ever where you got it to yourself down there, but that's public land. You know what I mean? So while we are sitting here and y'all are thinking of what you're going to say next, thank you, Miss Carol said nice gifts. Yes, Miss Darlene fixed Brody up nice. Jay said, is there saltwater fishing in my area? No. I am about 200 miles from the coast. I'll go every year usually and do one saltwater trip. I don't know anything about it. I had a guy take me back a couple of years ago, and we caught a few fish. I don't even know what fish is what in the saltwater. I know nothing about it. I know you can take a shrimp and fish about like you do with a cricket down there and catch about whatever. And we caught a couple of fish, but we didn't know what it was doing in kayaks. If I get a different boat this year, I'm trying to get my hands on a bigger boat. But I'm gonna, if I do that, I may take a boat. But now, Jeffrey Gray told me he would take me down there. And somebody else had told me they'd take me. I had to dig through my notes and figure out. But I've had a couple people offer to take me fishing down there when I go, but usually around Gulfport's where I would go. I don't know a whole lot about it. I tell you what I want to do. I want to go down there with Mr. Darren. Got that Real Time Outdoors with Darren. He fishes around Mobile, up in the Sound. I want to go down there and hang out with him. He catches fish every time he goes. I think every time he throws a bait in the water, a fish grabs it. Sometimes I wonder if he ain't hooking them on there before he throws it out there. No, I know he ain't. But he seems like a good guy, and I'd like to go down there and go fishing with him sometime, which he fishes some brackish water and fresh water up in there. Jeffrey Gray is pretty good at saltwater fishing, got a big boat. I want to go down there and fish with him. So we may figure out a way to do a little more of that. Brad, I don't have a lot of game file. I've got a few grays left and a few Mac Rays that I'm crossing with I.M. Samani. And I hadn't had good luck raising them, and I'm trying to thin them out, and I may finish thinning them out this year. Game file's not been my passion for a couple of years, and the problem is I love them, but I don't have time to effectively see after them and do everything else I'm doing. We was trying to get pottery going, and I transitioned into a knife shop and trying to get everything off the ground. I really had to let the gardening go. We probably gonna garden pretty hard this year. I didn't garden a lot last year, but I'm thinking this year I'm probably gonna go at it a little more. I enjoy it. I miss doing it this year. We was busy. I'm going to try to make it happen this year, though. The gardening videos don't get me a lot of views for whatever reason, but I've made my mind up that I'm going to do what I like to do regardless. So I like to do gardening. I'm going to make some gardening videos. I ain't just the greatest at it, but I can make a plant grow. We'll see how it goes. Coach Darren is a good guy, he loves to bass fish. I love to bass fish. I don't do as much bass fishing, but I like it. I'm hoping Brody's big enough this year to effectively fish on his own. I need him to get to where he can catch his own fish instead of me hanging them and handing him the pole, because he's little, and every time he'd turn around, he's tangled up or making a mess out of something, and it just wasn't fun for him. And I'm trying to catch fish and handle him, and I get focused on being successful, and it's a lot of my fault that I don't make it fun for him. So Brody told me, he said, I don't like to go fishing with you, Daddy, because you stay too long. I like it, y'all. I genuinely like it. Denver, I can send you some fig cuttings. I've propagated several, and my daughter has got some. In fact, I could probably start some here in January and make them do well and get them roots and send them to you. Yeah, Dave, it takes time, and that's why I don't force Brody to do stuff. Like deer hunting, he went with me twice so far, and I'm not going to make him go. I've got stuff set up to where we can go. When he wants to go, we can go. But I'm not going to be like, I'm going to make you go hunting, because that is the quickest way to turn a kid to where they despise it. I mean, that just the way I see it. So, yeah, I think he'll grow it. It just takes a little time. Y'all, while we sitting here, I'm going to run and get me another cup of coffee. My coffee had done got cold. I'll be right back. Y'all watch that fire for me. Don't let it go out while I'm gone. All right, I'm back, y'all. So we are drinking some coffee, and this is gourmet coffee now. This is Backwoods Grind Coffee. This is made right here in Carthage, Mississippi. They order the beans from various places, Colombia, El Salvador, I think he said, 2 or 3 different places. It may say, no, it don't. Oh, Arabic. This is 100% pure Arabic coffee, roasted medium dark to bring out the delicious notes of red apple, roasted almond, and cane sugar. So this is Backwoods Grind, and this is a pound, I think. I don't know. I'm sure it says on there somewhere 12 ounces. Not quite a pound. But it's good coffee. They roast it. If you order it from them, they roast it and send it that day, usually. It may be the next day, but they don't, it ain't like with some of these other companies that even claim they, roast it. Some of these newer, I ain't gonna call no names because I ain't bad-mouthing nobody, because most of it's good coffee. I love Folgers and Maxwell House and all that. But we got some of this other coffee that's a little more expensive that is a little better, but it's still gotten so popular that it sits on shelves at places you buy it for a good while. This, when you order it from them, they roast it, and then the next day or so it's in the mail. When you get it, it was roasted like 2 or 3 days ago, and that makes a huge difference in the flavor of coffee. If you like black coffee. Now, I don't know. I love creamer and sugar in coffee too, and I don't know how much difference it makes. Usually by the time I get through putting coffee in creamer and sugar in my coffee, I can't tell you what the coffee tastes like, or, you know, if it makes a difference how fresh it is. I'm sure it does. But I notice more of the taste of the coffee with fresher coffee when I'm drinking it black. But that's my personal opinion. You take it for what it's worth. Stuart, y'all were told not to eat grinnell because a 5-pound fish has a high level of mercury. I can't argue with you on that. I've heard that they do have a lot of mercury. I will say this: I have eat a lot of it, and it ain't killed me. You know, I don't know what to tell you on that. A lot of the stuff they tell us is a lot of fear. However, you could develop cancer or die one day and they'll be like, oh, it's because of this. And they might be right. I had a man really fussed at me the other day because of my video where I was talking about walking in the woods with an arrow knocked in my bow. And he said, that's dangerous. You could stumble and fall in that arrow. There's no sense in that. Well, you know, the Native Americans walked around with an arrow knocked hunting deer all over the woods. Sure, you could stumble and fall and stick it in you, but you could slip on your porch steps walking down there and slip and break your neck and die right there. There's just risk to life. In my opinion, my understanding, the way I feel about it is fear is the lack of faith. In other words, I don't have a lot of fear of stuff. Now, I don't go drink bleach or stick my hand in the fire or, you know, do stupid stuff because I understand, you know, that don't be ignorant. But within reason, I don't go around afraid that everything's going to kill me because I trust the Lord to see after me. I pray over my food. And I believe that when you pray over what you're eating and pray over what you're doing, I depend on the Lord to take care of me. And I got enough faith that he's going to do that until my appointed time to leave this world. But now that's just my opinion on that. And that's the way I live my life. The mercury in the fish might be there. I can't tell you it ain't, but it don't scare me. So I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to say, hey, you should eat it because don't worry about that. It might be a thing. And I will say this. There's pregnant women that are, I know my cousin's wife, she has to really watch when she's pregnant and they wouldn't eat any fish at all during her pregnancy. So those are things you need to consider and think about. But that is more about, hey, we're looking at another life, not just one. So stuff like that, consider. But as far as just me, I don't worry about it. Coach, I was pretty sure that every fish had mercury in it. I am not up to speed on I'm not up to speed on what levels of mercury are dangerous. Let's take this for instance. When I was heavy into the garden and doing a lot of gardening videos, I put granulated ant poison around my squash because it will 100% keep squash bugs and vine borers from eating a hole in your vine and killing your squash plant. They won't be there. You go every 2 weeks and you just sprinkle that granulated ant poison around them and go on about your business and you won't have no trouble. Well, I had a whole bunch of people say, oh, them plants is leaching that poison up through the ground and into your fruit's going to make you sick. And so I did a lot of research and done a lot of studying, and Penn State did a study several years back where they planted tomatoes in arsenic. They buried a bunch of arsenic, just put it all in the ground, and planted tomatoes on it. And they started testing to see how much arsenic was in the fruits of that plant. And yes, they found arsenic in the fruit of the tomato, but it was less than what is already in the human body naturally. It was a very, very small amount, not enough to hurt anything. And I mean, they had piled it in whatever I don't know how much they had put in the ground, but it was to test the theory, does the plants leach stuff up to a harmful level? And the answer is no, they don't. So, I don't know at what point in a fish it becomes harmful. If there's a little mercury in there, how much mercury does it take for it to be harmful to you? That's something I don't know. Dave said all the shrimp was farm raised in India. They ain't no telling. The thing we got to be or the thing that I am more concerned about is the preservatives that they put in stuff and the fast food. The fast food, I'm bad leery of. I'd 100% rather go eat a griddle that was 10 pounds out of the swamp that I know's got a lot of mercury in it than I had to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger or chicken nuggets that I ain't sure what they preserved that with. I mean, it's just, it's just my opinion, the way I look at it. Let me stoke this fire up over him. I was going to burn that, but I don't think I'm going to put that plastic in there. I got to find me a fire poker. A fire poking device. Because I can't hook that and roll it backwards. And I'm bad wanting to grab it with my fingers. I really have to fight them intrusive thoughts sometimes. I mean, it just instincts like grab that and flip it. So that's what I'm going to do. There. Now I'm going to put another stick in there back. It'll get flamed up here shortly. Oh, man. Jeff, how are you tonight, my friend? Dave, you live close to the Gulf. I had Mr. Michael Williams came up here and brought us a bunch of shrimp from the Gulf last year, I guess. And we eat on them for a while. They are delicious. But most of the shrimp we get comes out of the Gulf, and the oysters too. We can go to our local Williams Brothers and tell them, hey, I want a bucket of oysters, in that place down there out of Pass Christian. They order them from there, and they'll send them up here like the next day, so you can get pretty fresh oysters. I like them raw, but we don't eat a lot of that kind of stuff. That dog in there looks like he's sick. Puppy! I think he's in there puking or something on the couch, looks like. That's what it looks like. Michelle will come in and find it, though. I just see him through the window. That puppy, y'all, is something else. You can let him outside, he'll go right back in the house and use the bathroom. And that whooping him with that newspaper, that ain't done no good. He don't like it, but it ain't changed nothing. Anyway, we're going to have to wind up putting him in a cage somewhere if he wouldn't scream and holler all the time. I would. Coach, yeah, I figured somebody would get fired up about something. Nate O'Reilly, this chair right here, the bottom was good up until I got this let me show you how to fix this chair. Cause mine tore up too. You see that board right there? I got a board under there and I got them screws running there, held that bottom together. That's a secret. And hey, you didn't even know that board was under there. Now this ain't probably what your wife would want to put in there, for company to come and sit in and all, show off. But I fixed my chair where I could use it. So yeah, mine had the same struggles, same battle. Well, Miss Darlena, I have cleaned up a good bit myself, but right now I'm in live, and she'll come in before I get through, most likely, and find it and clean it up before I get in there. I'll say this: if I shut all this down and she ain't home, I'll clean it up when I go in there. And I don't know that he done anything. Just through the window, it looked like he was. I don't know. He might not have been doing what I thought he was doing, but anyway. We'll find out, I'm sure. Oh yeah, if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for setting in. But you know how we are these days. We got to look like we better than we are. Can't nothing be flawed when company comes. Oh, don't sit that way. Look poor. I'm just real. I could care less. I mean, what you see is what you get. I like functionality. I like for stuff that I buy to have more than one use, multi-use, multi-function. What all will this tool do for me or whatever this is it useful? How pretty it is don't really have no effect to me. Stuart, that is the new TP. It is. I tell you what we shall do. Let's go have a look at the new TP. It's dark out here. What in the world? Okay. I'm trying to get I got a little old, I'll tell y'all what, before we go out here. My mama, down at her house, we have Christmas at dinner time, and we all get stockings. Because we don't do a lot of presents. We buy them a present, and that's it. And she'll go through, she can't stand it. She's got to get us some little something. And I got this little old pen light. I'm going to use it. I'm going to tell y'all, I got the coolest little old thing I have ever seen in my life. This thing right here looks like an ink pen, but it ain't. You unscrew this top, and there's a whole bunch of little bitty screwdriver bits, and they stick in the end right there. Torx, flatheads, Phillips, all kind of little bitty ones for small stuff. And I stuck it in my pocket. It'll go in a box down yonder because I don't need it every day. But anyway, I got my light, and that's what I'm going to shine on this TP. I just wanted to brag on my light. I was really proud of it. So this TP is a Sioux-style TP from Earthworks, which is Colorado Yurt Company. Huge flaps on it. I have had a fire going in it. So for us to do live from the TP, we're going to have some light situation going on. I would have did live out there tonight, but we'd have been looking like Blair Witch and whatnot and all and everything. You know what I mean, Vern? We don't want to scare the kids off yet. So anyway, it is a nice TP, y'all. Huge. So I have got a door flap. I'm gonna sit y'all down right here for a moment. So this thing's got a door flap right here. Flops down. You can tie the door shut. It's got ties down here. So these ties are so you can fold that up and tie it up. Several different things you can do with it. So right now I have got it shut. It's got these huge smoke flaps, and I've got them tied off on a rope here. I don't know if y'all can see the rope or not. No, you cannot. Cannot see the rope. Well, right there you can. You can see the rope coming down. And then there's one coming off right there. You can see that one. So I've got two TP smoke flap poles, I guess you would call them, hooked in there. So you can adjust that around. My poles are just a hair short, and you can see up there at the very top, my poles ain't quite long enough. Now I've got one or two that's pretty tall. But that is the new TP. So let's get back in here. It's dark out there. Y'all can't see my Christmas lights on out here. Light my Christmas decorations. Fixing to have to go through all the trouble of taking all of it down and packing it back in the attic. You know it. I enjoy my Christmas decorations. So I'm gonna kind of miss them once they gone. I got them lights on timers. They come on at right before dark and stay on to about 10 o'clock. There ain't no sense in them staying on all night. It'll run the light bill way on up yonder. It'll be higher though this month. I can guarantee you that. Dave, their stuff ain't cheap. But I can tell you by fooling with this TP today, it's quality. When you buy it once, cry once, like they say. And I'll tell you this. Somebody asked me, said, "Oh, you made that TP you got out of, would you make me one?" No. There's no way, time I bought the material and sewed them one together, there's no way they could have got it from me for less than $1,200. No way. That one is a good bit more expensive than that, but it is a good bit more expensive material. Now, I am not saying that I'll never make another TP. If I get my hands on the right fabric and I get my hands on the right sewing machine, I very well may make a TP, another one or whatever. You know, I may decide, hey, I want to make me a small one just to carry camp and what, I don't know. I love that thing for what I'm doing. And I'm going to get everything down to an art to where I've got it. It's set up really good right now. It took me 2 tries to figure it out, and it was because I didn't read the instruction manual completely. But once I did, I got it pretty close, and I think as it sits there up, it'll stretch and all that. I think I need to tie my cross. I did it at their specs, but I think I need to move them up about another 6-8 inches. I think would open that top out and make it a little tighter at the top, but it's still very good. So I built a fire in there. Now, the wood that I had out there was very wet. Damp wood, and I just built a small fire because I had some stuff piled out there. It had been rained on. It's partially rotten. I needed to burn it up. So I built a fire in there, and it wasn't no good hot flame rolling, so it was creating a lot of smoke. Well, the smoke was just kind of filled up all in there. So I'm going to build my liner. I have got material for a liner, and I'm going to put that all around in it next week. And I think that will make a huge difference on it drafting. We're going to see. So I've got some tweaking and some stuff I've got to iron out on making it work right. But anyway, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting in there and doing some stuff in it. Yeah, Dave, Secret Creek and Colorado Yurts is the same company. So what they done, I talked to them before I got this. We did a conference call. I sat and chatted with them. This guy bought the company. He is an outdoorsman. He goes into the back country and hunts and fishes, elk hunts, all trout fishes, all kind of stuff. And he didn't want the teepees, the yurts, the wall tents, everything to be Colorado Yurt Company. He didn't want to do away with Colorado Yurt Company, so he rebranded into Secret Creek, and that's the name of the whole company. And Secret Creek makes Colorado Yurts and Earthworks teepees, and then whatever their wall tents and full canvas tents and all that for camping, they have another line for them. So when you can type in Colorado Yurt Company, and you'll find all this, but it is now Secret Creek Outdoors. So, and it's, if their yurts is as good as their teepee, they some fine pieces of equipment. No, Roscoe is in the house somewhere. He was out here earlier, but I'm going to tell you what happened to Roscoe today. Every little while, Brody comes out here and says, Daddy, ride the four-wheeler with me. So I'd have to stop what I'm doing and get on the back of that little old bitty four-wheeler, and so he could make a couple of loops around the woods. Well, Roscoe took off running with us every time and followed every step we made. And I'm going to just tell you, Roscoe's pretty tuckered out. Roscoe's in there asleep in the recliner. He heard me say his name. His head just popped up over the arm of that recliner in there. You tuckered out, Roscoe? He's looking at me. I mean, just staring at me. But he's in my recliner in there's where he's at. Yeah, Dave, you right. And these times, I'm like this on stuff. A lot of people, especially the older generations, are hard up about buy American, it's better. 50 years ago, that was the truth. Probably even 30 years ago, that was the truth. If you bought American made, it was better. Nowadays, that is not entirely the truth. Now, yes, there are some American companies that are way better. There's still some, especially small business, that take a lot of pride in what they do, and they're going to make a better product. But you now fill the workforce with a generation that had rather be playing video games or rather be, doing something else, simply there for a paycheck. They don't care what they're doing, and they may not be physically making a product. They just may be in charge of the machine that's making it. And if it gets a little wonky, as long as it's going through and ain't messing up, they could care less. So some companies, quality ain't that great. You can get better quality from China. And that's the truth. It's sad to say that. I don't like to say that. I'm not happy about it. But it is a reality. China has been making a lot of our stuff for so long that they've gotten pretty good at it. But now when you come back to something like this, it's Colorado Yurt Company, Earthworks teepees. This is a very good American-made company that you're going to pay a good bit more for it, but you are getting an American-made, supporting an American company. And if I know that I'm supporting an American company that is making a quality product, I'd rather have that. But a lot of times, when we're trying to do stuff, we're going to buy a cheap Chinese something because I really don't need it to be quality. I just need it to get the job done for a little while. And I don't need to spend a fortune on it. So it has a lot to do with what it is and what you're planning on doing with it and how much you're planning on using it. Now, this teepee, I don't know how much I'll use it, but now it's something that I really wanted and is an investment for me into the videos and stuff that I want to do. It's hard to sit down and start making primitive bows and primitive arrows out in a workshop and you not have a theme to. It's cooler to sit down out here in front of this teepee with a little fire going and tie feathers to an arrow and make an atlatl or make, I want to do primitive fire building. It's more fun to get in that teepee and theme a video around all of that to make those videos than just, out here in the wood stove in the house. And you can do all that and teach those same techniques in there, but the video don't have the same effect. So for me, it was investing into a series of videos that I want to do, and I don't know how well I'll do them. Nothing for me don't seem to ever come out the way I've got it envisioned in my mind, and it's always because I'm in a hurry to get this done. And I'm fixing to stop all that. I got to. Austin, how are you? Good to see you on here tonight. Kip said he almost forgot the live. Are y'all up here hunting, Kip? Or are you on the road singing this weekend? Oh, me. I had another change of subject a while ago I was going to inquire about, and now I can't remember what direction I was fixing to take off with in the conversation. Something I was wanting to quiz y'all on and get some input, and I can't remember. My mind has slipped. It happens. You ain't got to be old. Well, I reckon I am old. Where's middle age at? I thought middle age was 50. I ain't quite got there, but, the average person don't live to but in the 80s, so, middle age is 40, and I'm there. You headed to get on the bus to head to Kentucky. Well, you gonna come right through here just about it. Right up 55, or y'all gonna head over into Alabama? We got some people in Kentucky. Going up 59. Deaver, you watch Jeremiah Johnson when the bear runs in his cabin and says, "Clean that one out. Skin them, Pilgrim, and I'll get you another." I've watched that movie so many times, and it's good every time I watch it. I can watch it, and I'm never disappointed. Matter of fact, I may watch it this week because it helps me get in that hunting mentality and mood. And I've been away from it for a while. And I tell you another thing I do, I've got away from my reading. I love to read, but here lately I hadn't had time. I told Michelle, I said, I've been on that phone too much. And I ain't even watched a lot of videos. But I need to start me another book. I've got several good books that I need to read. Dave, you've not seen Jeremiah Johnson? Oh, you got to watch it. It's on one of the streaming apps for free, because I ain't been long watched it. I watch it about once a month. I really do. It's on one of them. It may be Tubi it's on. Anyway, you got to watch Jeremiah Johnson. Now, you got to watch The Mountain Men, the movie. But hold up before you watch it. They got some things about it I just don't like. They use some strong language in Mountain Men that I strongly disagree with. But it's such a good movie that it ain't all the way through it, but it's a good bit right off the bat. And you have to, because when they start that GD, and it just really gets under my skin. I mean, it just does. And they do it 3 or 4 times right there off the bat. And I don't watch that movie very regular because of that. But aside from that, it's a really good movie. But you know, that's you have to know that going into it before you watch it, whether you want to or not. But now Jeremiah Johnson is a pretty clean movie. It's worth watching. Williamsburg, Russell Springs, Somerset Sunday night. Y'all, if you don't know, Kip Barrier sings with the Right Road Quartet. That is a gospel group, got hit songs on the radio. Y'all check them out. If you like gospel music, you're going to like Right Road Quartet. They do a good job. And I'm going to tell you this, they fun to watch live sing because they laughing and giggling and telling jokes and picking on each other and makes it very enjoyable to watch. It ain't like you just sitting there watching a CD transpire. They fun to watch in person. So if they in your area, you need to go check them out. I really would encourage you to do that. And I'm going to tell y'all, Kip probably don't want to hear me say this, but he's probably one of the best male vocalists out there. The man can flat sing. And if you ain't never heard him, you owe it to yourself to get to hear him one time. And I'm proud to call him my friend. Stuart, hey, look, he said this broke B&M hurts his head. Hey, I like B&M fishing poles so good, we don't give up on one when your buddy sits on it in the boat and breaks it. We tape a skewer to it and make it to roast marshmallows over the fire. Old B&M still serving us. Yeah, it broke my heart that it got snapped in half. I quickly bought another one to replace it. But I got several. I upgraded though to a little bit lighter B&M. This one here has put a lot of crappie in the boat. But now it's put a lot of marshmallows in my gut too, and a few hot dogs. Don't never give up on something. You can always repurpose it. Austin, you going hunting in the morning, buddy? I hope you kill a big one. Like old TK and Mike said, get that El Mucho Grande, you know. The roads were bad around here. I'm going to tell you, Kip, you better watch for them old nanny does running across the road. That's what's dangerous. I had a buddy of mine down here that somebody in their family run over one last night. No, night before last. He called me yesterday, wanted to know if I wanted. I said, man, we doing great. I can't fool with it today. And it's too hot to leave one laying around to fool with it. So get a VC box. Yeah, Dave, you're going to have to tell us what a VC box is, because I'm lost as Dave is on that. I'm go get a VC box. Yeah, I don't know what a VC box. I'm curious though. I'm waiting on you to explain it. I'm assuming that, Dave. I'm assuming it is to do with streaming stuff, but I had a jailbroke fire stick at one time with a Kodiak on it, but at some point it just said bloop, and it was no more. No working. Coach, I come home somewhere the other night, and they was, I know I seen several skunks on the side of the road, but I didn't, there comes Michelle in. I'm curious to see if she's going to find what's on the couch, because I ain't been in there to see what it is, but I figure I'll see her reaction if it is what I think. Oh, Lord. Brian from Poverty Hill, how are you, ma'am? Good to see you tonight. Jumped on. Why is the fire purple? Because it's magic. I mean, do you believe in magic? Well, I don't, but it's camera tricks. And why is it on the wrong side of me tonight? You know, I mean, a lot of questions. I keep wanting to take that pole and stick it in there. We need to poke in that old fire a little bit. That more gooder? Oh, yeah, she's in there cleaning. She's got that, yeah, she's got a blanket holding it like this, walking her through the floor. She's looking at it really funny. We'll have to get her out here in a minute and explain to us what transpired. I can tell her who was the culprit of that. I guarantee you she already knows. But yeah, it's a green wood on there. The reason that was purple is I didn't get a hot fire going before I put the green wood, and I put about 3 sticks of green wood. And the reason I did is it'll burn the whole time I'm sitting here without me having to steadily get up and put wood on it, because I really didn't need no huge blaze tonight. I just kind of wanted to smell the wood burning. I'm going to tell y'all something. That pin oak has a sweet smell to it, burning green. It can't be explained. You just got to smell it, and I love it. I don't know why. It just has a sweet aroma to it. So Deaver said all you need is wireless internet. It gives you anything to watch your brain can think of. So where you get this at, Deaver? $2.85 for it. There comes old Roscoe. Come here, Roscoe. Old Uncle Sasquatch is wanting to know where you been. Jackson, the Bible that I am just recently using, Joey at M4 Laserworks made for me. He made me that Bible, and it's a Nelson giant print or large print Bible that he just sent to me. Yeah, that's your new toy. Yeah, you found your new toy. Oh, yeah, he liked that. He's got several. When we opened Christmas presents here, all the dogs got a new toy, too. So they got an alligator or something. Hey! She still went and put her pajamas on. So explain to us what you're cleaning up there. Because I looked through the window, they was watching me, and I seen old puppy up there on the couch doing this number. And I said, oh, Lord, but there wasn't nothing I could do about it over here. He
had vomits everywhere.
Puked all over everywhere is what he done. I thought so.
His dog food. I had fed him a while ago, and he vomited his dog food up.
Roscoe likes his new donut. Well, I thought that's what happened. So Deaver says we need to buy, he said, what is it called? Some kind of box. A VC box. She run off before I got through telling it. Well, I'm going to tell y'all, if he said all the sports, all the movies, everything you think of, is on there. Well, a lot of people is paying $70-something a month for like YouTube TV so they can watch all the sports and stuff. So if you can pay $285 one time, it's probably worth it. If you watch a lot of TV. My thing is I'm going to tell y'all what we've watched, and in fact, my hand up, we have streamed Celebrating Appalachia for the last week. Now, I did put Christmas movies on while we had our party going on, but Michelle, we've watched Tipper and Matt cook everything there is to cook. We don't get to comment on it a lot because we've been watching it on the TV, but that is literally what we've watched for the last... I've went to bed with listening to Tipper talk for the last 3 or 4 nights, I know. See, a Video Tail brand, Dave said, for $298. Well, I've never heard of this contraption there, Sean, but sounds like it's probably worth the money if you're going to watch a lot of TV and sports and stuff. I think I'm going to get me a book. You can go to the thrift store and get one for about 50 cents, sometimes $1. It'll occupy you if you slow reading like me for a couple of weeks. I'm kidding. If I was watching a lot of football, I would. I hadn't watched Alabama play, but like one time this year, and now they're fixing to play the #1 team, and I'm curious of how that's going to transpire because the time or two I've seen Alabama play, they wasn't really that good. I didn't think, but. They've lost 3 games and they playing the #1 team in the nation in a playoff game, and I'm like, how in the world did they manage this? You know, I guess because they didn't get rid of their coach in the middle of the year helped a lot. I can't understand these teams that I think if you willing to walk off from a team in the middle of the year, I wouldn't want you at my school. I'm just gonna tell you. Darlena said she laughs when Matt Presley says he feels unfed. Matt don't say a whole lot, but when he says it, I feel like he really means it. Fog rolling in. The deer patches have become a blur. All I can tell you is Ace Coons is really active tonight because my phone steadily got notifications popping up from them Guard Pro cameras. After I figured out how to do the HD download, y'all, I've ordered me 2 more of them Guard Pro cameras. I've got a Keen camera out there that I can't get to activate. I bought 3 month, 180-day subscription on a card, and I don't know why I can't get the thing to. It worked for a little while, and then all of a sudden I can't connect to it. But I hear Roscoe down there squeaking that toy. What are you doing, Roscoe? Bring me your toy. Here he comes with it. No, they cut out back the other way. Puppy's chasing him. But anyway, I ordered them because I want to put them on beaver sets and stuff, trap sets. I would love to film getting a catch. It's all content and footage, so. Darlena, Michelle watches True Gift. Michelle takes stuff in spells. She'll watch one of these channels, like stream it for a long time, and then she'll get on the other. And we watched a lot of their stuff. We also watch Whippoorwill Holla some. Several good channels that she watches pretty regular. And then I watch Catman Outdoors, and I try to watch all of Mike Reed's, and I'll try to watch which I watch all Uncle Sasquatch's stuff. I hadn't watched any of Richard Gene, but especially during fishing season, I watch all of Richard Gene stuff. He's a lot of fun to watch. Richard Gene Fishing Machine. But I hadn't, here lately, I hadn't had time to watch anything. I usually watch my own videos because I catch stuff that I need to do better on editing and such. And I hadn't been watching, so I'm slipping in some areas, I know. Dave, you right. Me and some people was talking about college sports this week, and most everybody agrees that the money has ruined it, and they done with it. If they gonna watch money, they'd rather just watch NFL and be done with it. And I don't think they realized how bad it was gonna affect the college games. I mean, they're not playing with their heart. It was different when they were playing to try to get recognized and to get into the NFL. Now they're already getting paid, and they think this. I don't know. I don't care. There's some people I'm sure that love it. Don't matter to them, but it sucked the enjoyment out of it for me. Randy, the Guard Pro batteries, I've charged them one time. Charged them up and put them in there, and as long as the sun's shining, they'll stay at 100% with it. With the 300, you got several different watt solar panels that you can order. When you buy the camera, you get the solar panels separate. The camera and the solar panel, the one I'm running is a 60 XP Pro live straight, whatever. It's a cellular version. And they was $119, something like that. I've got a code that it's like 130, and you use my code, get it down to 119, Spirit 01, and it's a discount on it. And they sending me one more free one, and I bought one because I wanted two more. I've got one feeder right now that I'm running. I ain't even got a camera on because this camera is giving me fits. The next one I want to take and be able to just move around and put it on crossings. And I'm going to try to figure out, and I'm going to move some to try to locate some bucks. And I hadn't been able to do that with what I got because I'm keeping the two of them set on feeders that I'm watching regularly. So we had a spell where it went overcast for about a week solid here a couple weeks ago. And one of the cameras was under some pine trees, so it dropped down to like 30%. I took it in there and I took one of these battery packs and hung it on the tree while I was in there hunting and run it up about 20% more while I was there hunting for a couple of hours. Took it off, and then the sun come out the next day and it went back up to about 70-something%. It has dropped back down now in the last 3 days. We've had overcast days. It's dropped down to like 48 or something like that. They have yet to go dead. I've yet to have any problems. Solar panels with those batteries is a way to go. I do not want to be in there having to depend on AA batteries to keep it running. I would highly recommend buy the solar panel and get those and put that up and be done with it. And those cameras work very good. The pictures, I'm happy with the picture quality I get. The video that it sends you, you're not going to be happy with. It's jumpy. But you can click download HD video, and in just a few minutes it's downloaded, and then you got to go down there and select it. So it'll still be showing you the jumpy video. You got to click that 3 lines down there and pull it up and then select the HD video, and it'll be the smoothest high quality video, and you get like 10 seconds of it. So you can download different segments. You can do 2 downloads if you want to get 20 seconds of it, I guess, however. And then you can live stream. You can hit record while it's live stream and then stream HD indefinitely, and it'll be high quality the whole time. But now you have to buy 60 minutes of live streaming minutes on your plan for $6. When you use it, now you can run that till it runs, it'll take you 3 months to use it up, whatever. Once you run out, and it'll divide it between all your cameras. Once you run over that 60 minutes, you just $6 will buy you 60 more minutes, which is not a lot. I don't use it a lot, but now if I'm trying to record something or if I'm watching to see how a deer's acting, I may do it. But they well worth the money. I think they're excellent cameras. The sensitivity has been good. I hadn't had any trouble connecting to them. When I pull them up, the signal's good. I think it's like, right now I'm paying $26 for the subscription on 2 cameras. You pay a certain amount for the first camera, and then all of your other cameras are about a half that. So I can't remember exactly what it is, so it don't charge you the same for every camera. And I think most of them are that way, but the app works good. I've had no trouble with them. So I was iffy on my video quality of it till I figured out how to download and select the HD. Once I realized, hey, I can get a good image to put in my YouTube videos and whatever, then I was sold on them. I'm good with them. That's when I went and bought some more of them. Larry Alexander, I appreciate it. He said he watches some fella called Spirit of the Outdoors. Randy McCullough, let me show you something. I got a camera right here that is laying right here for a reason. This is a spy point. We've never got a picture off this camera. I've done everything in my power to connect this camera. Never got a picture off of it. It's laying over there. Brody's been playing with it for a reason. And I don't like to do that, but I have talked to, I know 5 or 6 different people that they all have the same problems. And so anyway, Jeffrey Gray, Merry Christmas, my friend. We had to slip one in because we're going to go deer hunting tomorrow. And didn't want to completely miss live for the weekend, so. Steven, you've been watching videos from a year ago. I'll be honest with you. I think I had better content a year ago. I really do. I really think my content was, my videos weren't better, but the content was better 2 years ago. When I first started and figured out what I was doing and got everything going, I did better about 2 years ago. 2 to 3 years ago was probably some of my better content. And then for a year, I just kind of threw videos together. The last little bit, I have struggled. I've been rushed through stuff. So this year, I'm going to try to do a better job. I can't promise you that I am, but I am going to try to. I've got my DSLR out that I've been filming some cooking and stuff back here with. I filmed a Christmas video with it. I was going to film deer hunting with it, but my 200 millimeter lens for this Nikon, when I turn it on, it goes, I was like, oh, but I got a Canon down there that I may use. I've got an old Canon camera. I've got a 200 millimeter lens to go on it. So I may take it and experiment with it in the woods. I've got a little Nikon Coolpix that has excellent zoom, does an excellent job filming. The audio's not good on it at all. The problem is it don't have a manual focus, and through brush, like if I'm in a tree, now if I'm sitting in a shooting house, it works flawlessly. But if I'm in a tree and there's limbs and twigs, this long focus, you can't make it focus on what you want it to. So that's why I've struggled with that. I think the Tacticams are pretty good cameras. I don't have any personal experience with them, but I've talked to several people that are running them, and I know people are having decent luck with them. Now I've seen these muddy cameras on there. You can get like a whole pile of them for a little bit of nothing. I don't know anything about them or what the quality is. So I think there are some influencers that are running them. You can probably watch some of their videos and find out. So I don't really have any experience with them. I will say this, that Rio Link that I've got, I love it. Now I'm paying $20 a month for the subscription on it because I had to go to T-Mobile to get a card to run it. Now you can get on Amazon and get a card with a certain amount of data and do it that way, and that's probably the better way of doing it. But anyway, I'll bring it home and hook it back up to the house as a security camera in the off season and pay this, because you can live stream on it indefinitely, and you can move it around, you can talk through it. It's a $250 camera. But it can do a whole lot more. I can literally, if there's coons all in my corn, I can turn it on and go to barking at them like a dog and they'll run slam off. I've run coons out of my corn 2 or 3 times with it. And that's pretty cool. I need to get a video doing that. I ain't even thought about it. I need a video with that Rio Link camera doing that. But it's an expensive camera. They sent it to me, obviously, but you can look around with it. You can set an alarm through it. So they are a security camera company, and it's been a good one. But for what I needed, the Guard Pro is ideal for me for game cameras, setting them up on trails and watching for deer. So Dave, it'll take them about 2 or 3 years like they did the jailbroke fire sticks. Because once they catch on to it and figure out everybody's going to it, they'll shut it down. It'll start cutting into somebody's money. John, we're going to get into the swamp hunting. That's what I've told some of them earlier. Next week, we're going to put the canoe in the swamp. I am most definitely. I've been rushed here lately trying to get knives done for Christmas orders. We're going to change. I'm not going to stop doing orders on knives. I did need to talk about this tonight. I'm not going to stop doing knife orders. Somebody thought, well, I want to get a knife order before you quit doing it. I'm going to always do knife orders. I'm not going to prioritize knife orders after the first of the year. I've got 20-something names wrote down right now that I've got to build knives. But they're not going to get them in a month. It's just, I can't. And the reason is not because I don't prioritize people or care about them or want to get them what they ordering. I do. But it's robbing me of getting to build the stuff I want to build. I want to build some rifleman knives, some long hunter knives, some Bowie knives, some one of a kind. I want to build some more folders. I want to just build some random, unique stuff that I want to build, that I don't want to build like, okay, this is my new line of knife and we're going to build 100 of them. The next thing I want to do is I want to get to where I just build some knives, put them on my website, and put them for sale. And they be first come, first serve. They'll sell as I put them on there. So the one-of-a-kind stuff, that's where it's going to eventually go. I don't know how to run the website. I got a lot of work to do on finalizing that. I do have a website built, but I hadn't launched it. So what I'm going to do is I'll always do a knife order. I mean, if you want to place a knife order, you email me or you message me as always, and we will build you a knife. It just may take a while. because I've just got some other stuff I want to do. And I let the knife orders get on my mind, and I'm like, I got to work. And that is one of the things that stopped me from getting in the swamp and doing so much, because I need to be working. Well, I need to be focusing on making my videos, because the videos is what's selling the knives. I mean, let's face it, I'm not the best knife maker in the world, y'all. I don't think I am. I got a buddy down here that makes a way better knife than me, and he struggles to sell them because he don't have the power of the internet and the marketing that I do. I do a good job on them, but I'm not going to try to sit here and act like I'm as good a knife maker as he is. And there's a lot of other guys that are that way. But I will tell you this. I've looked at some prices on some of them guys' knives that are better knife makers, and them knives is $800. And I said, my Lord, So when people tell me, you don't charge enough, I get it. I feel like I'm overcharging. But, because, somebody will, I want a knife, and you tell them it's $180 starting price. No, well, I get it. They ain't for everybody, but you really can't afford to build them any cheaper. If I built them any cheaper than I am now, I would, and that was one of my problems. I was having to build so many to try to stay afloat. I'm getting it to where I can manage it. I'm not trying to get rich, but I'm trying to get it to where I can work and comfortably do what I'm doing and pay my bills and be able to take off some time and go to the swamp and film videos. So we'll get it figured out. We're going to get everything ironed out where we get a even flow, I guess we'd call it. Larry Alexander, that Rio link, you can speak through it. Yeah, you can scare somebody. If they walk up out there, you can talk to that camera to them. Now, it's a little delayed, so I don't know that you can have a conversation, but motion is detected from Hawk 1. That is the Rio link notification. My camera's steadily going off, but I can tell you, it's raccoons. I got plenty of raccoons. Blessed with them. The Lord said, hey, you need raccoons? Probably at the end of deer season, sometime end of January, we're going to go over there and we're going to take a 22 and we're going to do a coon hunting video. And we are going to absolutely wipe out some coons, and we're going to come home. We're going to skin all of them. We're going to tan all their hides, and we're going to make coon skin hats throughout the summer. My intentions. We'll see if that transpires. I like to have these big ideas, and then I realized about 2 years later, I never done that. Hey, I plan big. The crappie get to biting and worrying me. The deer get to moving. I mean, stuff happens, What, Roscoe? Where's your toy? What'd you do with your new toy? Bring me that new toy. Come here with it. He went and got it. He knows what his toy is. Roscoe, where's your toy? Bring it here. Give me that toy. Give it here. He brought it to me. Freeze bit out there. He goes and gets it. Puppy right on his heels. They having them a big time. Michael Gatlin, I just decided today that I would do the live tonight because I am going on a deer hunting adventure with my buddy tomorrow. So I didn't want to not do live. So that's why we throwed it out here today. I thought about it earlier in the week, and then I never did say nothing about it. And I thought today, I was like, oh, Lord, I need to let everybody know and do that tonight. So it happened. Deaver, you don't know how much I really do like the smell of burning diesel fuel. I for some reason, I guess it's the years of mechanicking, but I do like the smell of diesel fuel burning. It is a unique smell. And I do like it. I do miss that. But I'm going to tell you this. I'll be a happy man if I never have to put another clutch in a Freightliner. I can go the rest of my life. Or a Mack. I hate doing a Mack because a Mack don't even, I'm trying to read through. Dave, yeah, you can send me some handle material and I'll put it on there. I don't have a problem with that. I thought I saw a. Oh well. Coach, I believe I read that same line in a book myself that a workman's worthy of his hire. I try to be fair. I don't want to overcharge for stuff, but it is what it is. I thought somebody asked something about a caliber on something. I don't know. It's hard for me to read these all of these comments at one time. But anyway, Suzanne said, I was told that quenching the knife in oil instead of water hardens them better. So I'll try to explain this simply. Water will harden them harder than oil will. So if you're using like a railroad spike or mild steel that is inferior, you want to quench that in water because it will harden it more. And then you don't draw it back, you just leave it there, usually is what I do. So if you take a good steel like 1095, 1085, whatever, carbon steel, and you get it to critical temperature, which is where a magnet don't stick to it. Once it turns a certain color orange, I can about tell by looking at it now because I've done several. But you test it if you don't know with a magnet. When that magnet don't stick to it anymore, you dip it in that oil, and what it does, it shocks them molecules together and makes it hard. Well, if you put that in water, it really hardens it. And what that does is it'll make it brittle, and it'll be too hard, and it'll break real easy. So when I quench it in oil, it'll still be too hard and break. That is when the tempering comes in, and you put it in an oven. And there's different ways to do it. You can take a torch and heat the back of it and watch the color run. Mike Reed's got some excellent videos on doing that on some knives. You watch that color turn to a straw color. And what it does is you heat it up to soften it back up a little bit. So if you get metal really, really hot, it'll soften it, lose its hardness. That while it is hot, putting it in something cold and cooling it real quick will shock it. And to really, really understand what's going on, take a piece of glass, get it really, really hot, and run cold water over it, and it'll just bust right there. I watched this happen with a coffee pot. We were on vacation, and we had a bunch of kids. We took a youth trip to a cabin somewhere. And we had been all drinking coffee, and had the coffee pot going. Well, they was trying to hurry up and clean up that morning so we could leave. And somebody grabbed that hot coffee pot off the coffee maker and cut it off, poured the coffee out and run cold water in it to wash it out. And it just said, just busted right there. So that is the same principle. It does something to them molecules. Roscoe went off barking and Pup come running around him. Did you get scared? Where's Roscoe barking at? What's out there? What's out there? Where's he at? What'd he find? Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Where's he at? Where's he at? Well, John Newton, I appreciate it. He said he liked the videos, put the deer feeders and cameras and stuff like that because it shows him different things. And I don't think that I'm like really, really good at stuff like, hey, do the way I do. I simply like to just document what I'm doing and give people ideas. And like I said earlier tonight, I do a lot of different stuff. I'm not this is the way I hunt, and I do it all the same way every time. there's a lot of people that don't like hunting over bait. Well, I do some videos that I don't. I put out some videos this year bow hunting that they wouldn't know corn nowhere in sight. Two hunts, matter of fact, that I did bow hunting that I filmed bits and pieces of and had a spike up in there walking around in that last video. They wouldn't know corn nowhere in that video. So it wasn't like I was luring him right there. I was just hunting some acorn trees. So yeah, I filmed some techniques. I have been very successful over the years at some of it. Some of it not so much. Some of it's trial and error. Some of it's just, hey, this is what was convenient to do. Like the shooting house, man, we just bulldozed out a spot because I liked the area and I wanted it so I could access a hardwood bottom right there. And we just put a feeder out there and planted a green patch and, hey, let's see if we can get a deer coming there. And I've had a good buck in there at night. He was there. I could have shot him one afternoon. He was at 5:28 when he come in. It would have been about dark, but with my Trijicon scope, I could have probably pulled it off, I think. Stuart, I heard skunk hides was high, but then I also heard that the market was getting flooded and they wasn't as high as everybody thought they was going to be, that they were realistically about $30, $40. I don't know. I hadn't really heard. Michael, our deer are chasing now. There's been several bucks. In fact, the other day when we baptized Clay Alford, we walked out and his yard was empty and the water trough and all out, and there was a huge buck across the road chasing a doe. In fact, they were four bucks after one doe. And they stood out there 15 minutes, we watched them. At least a good 10 minutes. And I mean, they took pictures with their phones and everything, and they were on some, private property. We had one gun. Some of them talking about wanting to shoot it, but gun they didn't trust to shoot 500 yards. It hadn't been shot enough. And anyway, they didn't nobody attempt to shoot at it, but it crosses everybody's mind. But they did the right thing and let it go. And then there's another guy in my neighborhood that he's hunting that buck and had pictures of him. And I think there's another guy on down the road that's got pictures of him been hunting him. So some of them will probably get him before the year's out. He was a good buck. But yeah, they are most definitely chasing. I've got some of the bucks I've got on camera are moving around to different feeders that they hadn't been at all year. So I'll start seeing pictures of bucks that I ain't even had a picture of show up eventually. So we'll see how, but they are chasing here. I'm reading through. Huckleberry said he could hibernate for the remainder of the year and be okay. I can't. I don't like to hibernate. I'm too motivated. I'm a go-getter. I like to get it done. Red velvet, Huckleberry. Red velvet. We had one red velvet cake at my mama's, but I'm going to tell y'all, I told my wife last night, I said, I'm disappointed. I said, we went to several eatings, and I ain't seen not one sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie. Well, she today decided to make me a pie, and it's sitting in there, but get this, y'all. She made a butternut squash pie, and I'm going to taste it. And I told her she needed a video making that. And I don't know if she did or not. We discussed this early in the year. I said, I think it's going to be a hit because they're about good as sweet potatoes. What you needing, Biscuit? Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on up here. Come on. He don't want to get up here in my lap. He just wants to aggravate. Jeffrey, I'll take you. If you come up here, I'll take you hunting with me one day. I'll let you get in that canoe and I'll paddle and you can shoot. We'll film it all. Just let me know. I think y'all would like to see old Jeffrey hunting in the canoe. Yeah, Michael, we gonna film everything we do. I'll film hunting tomorrow. I'm gonna go back to filming with my iPhone tomorrow because it's easier to pack it in and out of the woods and all. So I need to get my battery packs charged back up tonight to have. I'm getting up and leaving at 4:30 in the morning, so we already at 9:23. We should have done shut all of this down. I got to go get to bed and all that. I didn't realize it was done this late, y'all. Nobody said nothing. Y'all wanted me to talk all night, didn't you? Yeah, Huck, this butternut squash pie I think is going to be good. I'm fixing to go in there and sample on it. Jeffrey, if they vote for you in the canoe, it'll be a fun trip. When you get up here, just holler at me. See, y'all, we fixing to shut this down. I didn't realize it was already 9:24. It's time to close up shop and get in the puppies ready to go in. I don't know where, Roscoe, where you at? But anyway, the wood's about burned out of the fireplace. Had a good time. Ain't eating nothing tonight. So I didn't starve y'all to death in this episode, but I probably talked your ears off. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight, jumping in on an off night. I know we didn't have as many folks on here tonight as we've been having. There's old Roscoe. But it's bedtime. I know some of y'all got to go to bed, and I'll talk your ears off. You'll be up all night. I done drank enough coffee to float a boat, and it got my mouth going. Yada. Sound like old diesel engine sitting here idling. But I do thank y'all for dropping in on Saturday nights usually, but on Friday night, chit-chatting, having coffee. Shooting a breeze, we like to call it. But I appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one till next time. Do it the way you like to do it. Roscoe, you ready to go in? We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.